Seven Nation Army. Great first song to learn on the drums. So let's get right to it. So the first beat that you play is floor tom and bass drum together playing quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, so that's the first beat. Now on the recording, I think I hear a hi-hat splashing like that. Maybe it's just the way they recorded it and it's chipping, or maybe it was added after the fact. I don't know. But on the video, on the official video, Meg White is a drummer. She's playing with left foot the whole time. So that's another thing you can practice. You can get that third limb in there and practice that coordination. Let's see what it sounds like with the splashing hi-hat. I think it sounds pretty good. It adds a little extra zhuzh to the sound of that groove. Okay, so when do we use that? Now, when you're learning any song, you need to understand the form. You need to understand why you play what beat when. Okay, it's hardly ever random. Okay, so we start off with, you hear a soft version of that super catchy riff. Boom, boom, beam, boom, 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 boom. It sounds like a muffled bass guitar or something. And that takes 4 measures. So you count to 4 times as you listen to that riff, and then the drums come in. Now, this is what's called the introduction or the intro, okay? So it's 4 bars of just that muffled bass guitar, and then 4 bars of that plus the drums. So it's an 8-bar intro. So we hear bum, beat, da, 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 dee, bum, 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 here I go. Ow. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. And that's your intro, okay? Now, I did go ahead and add that hi-hat. You don't have to, but I like it. Okay, so that takes us into verse 1. And this is where the vocal starts, all right? So you need to know this stuff to know where you are in the song. So you're not just playing and counting numbers. It's not math, right? Well, there's math to it. That's true. But we're playing music here. So then you play that beat again for 8 bars, and that's verse 1. Now in verse 2, you'll hear the vocal changes a little bit. The melody changes a little bit, and we add the snare drum. So that sound, and the snare drum's on 2 and 4, and we call that the backbeat. When you hit the snare drum to 2 and 4, that's called a backbeat. So we add a backbeat for verse number 2, which is 8 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, so we've taken the first beat, and we've just added a snare drum to it. Okay, so that's verse 2. Now we have a little 2-bar transition where we get to learn how to go up and hit the crash. So we're going to play that same beat, and on beat 1, we're going to hit the crash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay? Now, it's hard to tell in the recording. There's something else going on. Maybe an added tom-tom up top. I'm not sure, but you can try different things. But here's what I think may be going on, okay? All right, so that's the transition. What do we have? We have the intro, which is the floor tom bass drum. We have verse 1, same floor tom bass drum. Verse 2, add the snare drum. Transition for 2 measures, we're going to the crash cymbal. So we've learned a lot of stuff so far. We're playing right hand, right foot. We have if you want to add the left foot, we've got that. We've got our backbeat. We've got our hitting the crash. So there's a lot of information in there. This is one of the reasons why this is a great first song to learn. Now we get to the chorus. Now typically the chorus has a sung part that is what's called the hook. It's the repeating part. In this, the chorus is that awesome guitar riff. Ba da dee da 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 ba da 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 dee da da. Right? It just gets in you. You hear it once, and you've got it for a lifetime in your brain. It's a stroke of genius. So what happens? We take our hand from the floor tom, and we put it on the crash cymbal, right? So we're riding. We would normally ride on the ride cymbal because it's articulate, but now we want this big explosive sound. So we're on the crash cymbal. So start off with this beat by playing the same thing you did before, but just put the hand from the floor tom to the crash cymbal. Okay? Now, one thing that is different is the bass drum only plays on 1 and 3. So on the floor tom beat, the bass drum played all 4, But now on this chorus beat, it only plays on 1 and 3. So the snare drum and bass drum alternate. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have something that's pretty cool and a little funky. We add a triplet. Now this is a triplet over 2 beats, and that doesn't have to make sense right now. But we're going to play 1, 2, 3, bass, bass, snare with a crash. Okay, now watch as I put this in, and that will be the complete beat for the verse. And that is the beat, okay? And that's the whole of the song. And then you do a transition, and it goes back to the top where we choke the crash cymbal. Now, what does that mean? That means that we hit it and we stop the sound. So we have the chorus with da, ba, ba, that business, and then we do the transition again. Da, boom, 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 and we're back to the intro. Dun, 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 dun. My hi-hat, yeah. And it does the whole thing again. Now the difference is when you get to the chorus the second time, it's twice as long, but you do the same stuff. Okay, and then you repeat the whole form again. You do the transition back to the intro. Verse 1, verse 2, transition, chorus, and the very last thing is you hit the crash. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now that's a lot of information, but maybe take some notes, and then you're going to be able to play this tune top to bottom. Okay, now what do we have? Let's recap what we had here. We've got intro, bass guitar muffled, sounds to me, bass guitar intro for 4 measures. And then we play, to fill out the introduction, the 8-bar introduction, we play our floor tom bass drum beat. I'll call that beat number 1, okay? We play the same thing on verse 1. And then on verse 2, beat number 2, we add the backbeat. Transition, learning to hit the crash and get back to our beat. Chorus, we're playing the quarter notes up here on the crash now. That's a new thing that we're learning. We're changing our bass drum pattern to only 1 and 3. We had that cool little triplet thing, and that's it. Oh, and that's it for beats, but then we have the choked crash. That's the other thing we learned. Okay, so have fun with that. Let me know in the comments how it goes for you. Good luck, and thanks for watching.